So if I go back to the stick person, so at a conscious level, you're thinking stuff. And what happens is you have learned to have worry and doubt. Okay. You didn't have worry and doubt when you were little. You learned to have worry and doubt. And so you start thinking and you're worrying, and you're doubting, and you're questioning, and you're wondering. Right? You get all these thoughts, these negative thoughts going on at a conscious level. Okay. So, for example, people are suffering with anxiety, depression. Well, let me come back to that. So you're thinking this negative shit. Okay. And that negative idea or thought goes into your subconscious. And worry and doubt is something typically that you repeat. It's not like you have a one-time worry and a one-time doubt and then it leaves. You keep thinking about it. 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 And the repetition of that doubt and worry goes into your subconscious. And at an emotional level, it sets up a feeling called fear. Okay. And you have these feelings, and the biggest mistake that you make is you suppress them. You hold them in because you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to admit that you're struggling. You don't want to admit that you got a problem. I don't want to tell him because I don't want to bug him. Or you suppress your emotions. You're not supposed to suppress your emotions. You're supposed to let your emotions pass through you. Okay. And so you set the suppression of these emotions, and then your body moves into a state of anxiety. Okay. So that's the cause of anxiety, right? Anxiety, the physical manifestation of the worry and the doubt and the fear presents itself in your body as anxiety. Okay. Now, anxiety is quite simply fear of the future. Okay. So we back our way up. I've got anxiety in my body, and that's my anxiousness. I'm worried about the future. Well, if I go backwards, I have a fear. Okay. And the fear is because I'm worrying and doubting about the future. So I worry and doubt about the future. I get emotionally involved in that. I get fearful about the future. It sets up a vibration in this thing, and it causes this body to move into a state of anxiety. Okay. And then it moves into a state of depression. Okay. Because I'm suppressing my emotions, and my physical body moves into a state of anxiety. And so then it moves to a state of depression. And like, I can't get out of bed. I just want to sleep. Yeah, I mean, oh my God, something's wrong with me, And then it moves into a state of dis-ease. I was listening to a YouTube broadcast of the Dalai Lama, and he was talking about that our emotions are causing disease. Our emotions are causing our mind and body to get sick. And so a lot of people are living from an emotional state. They let their emotions run their life. Okay. Now, what you've got to understand is the way you pick up information through your conscious mind is through your five senses. Okay. And just think of all the shit you're picking up through your senses on a day-to-day basis. Right. Like I said to this friend of mine on the phone the other day, I said, we need to stop talking about mental health, because all we're doing is bringing it to the forefront of people's attention. Now, I know why they're trying to do that. They're trying to do that to bring awareness to it, to make people feel better that, hey, it's okay. And it is okay. There's nothing wrong with being depressed. Okay. You don't want to stay that way. Okay. But there's nothing wrong. If you're depressed, there's nothing wrong. I get depressed. I used to get depressed and give myself a hard time. I get depressed. I don't give myself a hard time. I get depressed. I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. And so we keep talking about mental health awareness. We got to bring awareness to mental health for young people, and mental health and mental health. Well, that's all that's on freaking people's mind is, do I have good mental health? And so that's what I'm thinking. Then I start worrying about it because I feel off sometimes. And I go, do I have a mental health problem? Should I go to the doctor? I think I've got ADHD. I think I've got PTSD. And then you start thinking shit up. It's same as COVID. I don't know about you, but I'm fairly sure everybody in the world knows about COVID. Unless you're living under a rock, I mean, everybody pretty much knows what it is. Pretty much everybody knows how it gets transferred. People already knows you're supposed to wear a mask. People know you're supposed to, like, there's enough awareness around. We don't need to talk about it anymore, but we keep talking about it. And what does it do? You take it in through your sense. You hear things. People talk about it, right? You see something on the news. Just seeing people wearing masks. It's right in front of you, right? And so you take that in and you start thinking about COVID. You start worrying and doubting, and and then you get emotionally involved in that, and then you feel it physically. In fact, one of the big reasons why we're not really pressing forward very well is because of fear. So many people are so afraid, not just of COVID, they're so afraid of so many things, they get sick. People have no idea how your thinking, worry and doubt, creates the emotion called fear, which then takes that fear and converts it to a vibration in your physical body, called anxiety, which causes depression. You suppress your emotions, you get depressed, and you move into a state of dis-ease, and your body starts to break down.